What's going on? This is Fizz. I come out with a bunch of videos. This is going to be one of them, obviously, so if you're tuning in, you're in for a nice one. I'm a raw dude. I like to give truthful insight. I'm unbiased, realistic, and give it to you straight. Check out some other videos on my channel. Obviously, this isn't my other one. Health related, mental health, and discussions. Sub to the channel, give me a like, and like yourself. And I'm being real all the time. And I wanted to give the discussion of this video, and this is just my opinion at the end of the day. What means something to you is completely meaningless to me, or means something different, vice versa. I'm going to talk about an update on spirituality and what I think about it. And to be honest, contribution to something, I think, is a start and the only thing that matters. I've heard certain things such as like gurus, Sadhguru. I don't know I can't even say it right now. But anyway, he's a famous Indian guru that's still living right now, and he talks about, he's worldwide, I guess, international. I read in his book, if you eat raw foods, you are automatically spiritual. Like, if you eat all raw foods, you're more spiritual. And that's what he says. And do I agree with that? That's how you automatically be spiritual. And there's different ways to go about spirituality, and there's different things people do with spirituality, and there is different levels to it. But to be honest, I don't think I understand that's just one little way. I think there's many ways people can eat garbage, cooked food, processed food, canned food, whatever you want to say it, and still be spiritual. I don't even know what you want to consider spirituality, a defined definition, but I guess it's that love with oneself, and it radiates on the outside. And just blissfulness and pretty much happiness all the time, and joyful. That's what I think. It doesn't matter who you're around or what's going on in your life either. I think that's what spirituality is. It doesn't have nothing to do with religion, the Bible, what you're eating. There's things that can enhance it: prayer, meditation, what you're eating, levels of activity, maybe lessons from somebody. But all in all, I don't think none of it is relatively matters. Fasting, starving yourself. People say you get closer to God. I've done it myself. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to the one thing, or the same thing. And you can't starve yourself forever, for one thing. And you're never going to be perfect. You're not meant to be perfect. We're meant to strive for it, I guess. It's starting to rain, but it doesn't really matter. And it is getting darker. It looks lighter, but it's actually way darker. So thumbs up for the iPhone 6s that I'm shooting this off of. In spirituality, it means something completely different to someone else, Perspectively speaking, the way you look at the world, but everything radiates from the inside. And I say this in a lot of my videos, or some of them at least, vigilantly. And it's if you hate, if something's going on in your body, hate, or something's malfunction, your world's gonna malfunction. Your world's gonna be messed up. If you're hating something in real life, a bunch of laws of attraction, a bunch of sequence of events of hatred, you're going to keep on hating it. The hate's going to keep coming towards you like a magnet, because you are a magnet. You're full of electricity, telephone pole, whatever you want to say it. One in consciousness, everything else is you on the outside world. And once you take awareness of it and not just think about it logically, or that could be a good step to whether you learn more from it or interest you, and that could bring good aspects to it too, and that could lead you into greater things. But taking awareness of yourself is what really matters, and what's going on when you're getting angry and all these things. and I have a video about anger too if you want to check that out, or more so hate. But once you're hating things, everything just seems hate. Everything starts to go down. And yes, food does inflict hate on you. It will make you hate certain foods. But it's not always the case for everybody. It's more about control. And it varies person to person, what's going on in their life at that point in time, and their situation, and what is needed. But if you love everything seems like it's a flow, and timing seems perfect. And you feel the same way, you feel the same way about everything the same way. Like, love music, yeah, but you love this person. It's all the universal love. It's not just the music, it's not just the person. It's love, and it's energy radiating from your body. So this actual video is actually not going to be too long, obviously, for the circumstances, and it's also getting dark. But a lot of people resist love and go against it, or don't want to acknowledge it, and we're not taught it, so you can't blame them. And people are at different levels of consciousness, and that's okay. We got to accept. That's why we got to accept that. That's why great people, maybe like Jesus or Guru or any type of leader, or just someone who you consider, I don't know, wise, or old, or doesn't even have to be any of those what I named, just someone who's average, but that's even undermining it, per se. It all means the same thing. Like, just because someone's angry, that's just a self-reflection of you. It doesn't mean you're angry, and it doesn't mean that you're angry at all, but learning to deal with that and what to do in the situations, where you want to be, how you want to cope with that. Do you want to run away from it? Do you want to stay with it? Do you want to try to help that person, or do you just want to completely ignore it? Or is it going to reoccur? What are you going to do about it if it reoccurs? There's a bunch of circumstances that come to it, but just because someone else is angry doesn't mean necessarily you're attracting anger, or maybe you're angry. Everyone has different energies they're giving off, and it's in a bunch of different life forms. But generally, if you're angry, you're going to be angry at everything, because what comes on the inside, it goes from the outside. And it's not necessarily an emotion that's always making you angry. It could be something you're doing that makes you angry. Maybe you aren't conscious of it, which is just being aware of it. Maybe it's in your subconscious. I'm about to get under this bridge because I'm right here, but it's raining. Not that I care that I'm wet, but more so the phone, because I don't want the video to get messed up. And it looks lighter, but it's actually darker. And people are going to feel a different way. What anger means to someone else might not mean the same to you. And again, people are going to be different consciousness of it, and you have to be accepted different awareness. People aren't realize they're making other people angry, or giving off that vibration that's low or angry. And there's nothing wrong with this, but when people come to realizations, they realize what to do with it, how to go about it. And this is how, I guess, you develop some spirituality, or you're learning or growing in that aspect of the matter, and how you treat it. And just because someone else is doing something, there's no such thing as putting bad or good, negative or positive. It's all how you, stupid or smart. It's just the way you take it. Everyone's going to see it a different way, but it's your job to mature if you want to. You don't have to. But some people might not eat the same way as you, whether you think you're eating real healthy, or you think eating animals is bad, or you don't need to, but you can't judge someone else for what they're doing. So I guess that's part of a spirituality too, is not being judgmental. Those lights are nice in the video, they're not lighting up this, so you don't have to judge somebody else. Sorry that the video is getting dark, gonna lose views. And that you don't have to judge somebody else or anything else, bad or good, just accepting it. Giving your opinions are fine, but forcing change on someone else is wrong. And giving how you feel is fine too. That's nothing wrong with that. And even the perfect people who are, you think, completely healthy or happy all the time, they might feel anger sometimes too. and they might resolve it faster or know what to do about it, or they might not completely avoid it and never get angry, and that's fine too. Everyone's going to be at different levels of consciousness, which is just like self-awareness basically, in a way. Consciousness kind of on the outside too. Self-awareness is kind of what's going on the inside, so to speak. But they are intertwined and connected to some convenience, and we're not taught about that. We don't learn about that. And people are always giving out vibrations and energies, and you need to realize this. This doesn't determine how you feel, but it can make a switch. It can trigger you. People can send you energy, whether you're with them physically or not. Through the phone, they could send energy. Through even a text, an email. People have got furious, angry, felt love, felt caring, felt something deeply rooted inside of them through an email, through a comment that's been on virtual, like through the internet, through the media. Maybe something new said, something's happened a long time ago, whether it was with someone or not. It's usually, though, a lot of anger usually comes from other people causing it. It's not usually self-inflicted, and it's not usually, just not usually brought to by itself. It's usually other people causing anger, which is interesting, I guess. But don't let that control your life and your own world. And I just wanted to give an update on spirituality, how I don't think nothing really nothing really matters about. There's ways to go about it, a bunch of different ways for sure, but I think just making a focus, an intention, putting your energy towards a certain way, making a contribution and an effort towards something, if it's something spiritual, whether you call it spiritual or not, like if you want to go towards that route, putting a thought and energy towards that is what makes it happen at the end of the day. And that's what results in something that you would call spirituality. Talking to God, prayer, meditation, working out, anything can be spiritual. Everything could be spiritual every day in life, and ultimately it is. We're spiritual beings in a vehicle. A lot of people say it, but have they felt it? I've felt it. A lot of people just say it, but I'm not saying they haven't felt it. I'm not judging them either, but some people just regurgitate things. But at least they know, maybe logically, but it's different for someone that felt and experienced it than someone who just said it. Yeah, so talking about myself out here, just by myself. Well, yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about spirituality. Just a little update. And I don't think really nothing matters. There's tools to get there, but ultimately people could use all the tools and never reach where they want to be or where they're meant to be. Of course, you'll get there eventually, but some people use all the tools and never get there. Some people don't use any of the tools and magically, mystically, get there. Some people have to go through a lot of shit, go down the deepest abyss. Me, but even though I don't think I deserve it, but some people have to go through a lot of things that get them there. A lot of negative things, maybe say, or bad things, not to categorize them, but things that they didn't want to happen necessarily, and that brought them down. Physical health, mental, spiritual, and they're all kind of linked too, and that's why there's ways to build upon it. But just because you eat nasty food, canned food, or not eat at all, doesn't make you more spiritual than someone else. Just because you eat meat doesn't make it at all. Same with just because you work out and someone else doesn't, just because someone else meditates and someone else doesn't, just because someone else talks to multiple gods and someone only talks to one god, just because someone thinks has a bigger ego doesn't mean they're even more spiritual. I guess spirituality, or the top chakra, the crown chakra, the one above the head, is egoless, but it's still, there's no way to prove spirituality and who says it and who doesn't have it, but it is kind of with love, prosperity, and peace, and non-judgmental, which is kind of the ego, I guess, and egoless. Some people will just suddenly stumble upon it. Some people will never reach it. That's why some people do need teachers if they're interested, or some people just come to it, then they want to know more about it. Some people are forced about it. I think ultimately everyone heads towards that way because we are a spirit, but it affects everyone differently, and how they want to make it, how it impacts them life, and how they take control of it is totally up to them, because it's going to affect everyone completely different. But how they approach it, and again, it's all about contributing. Some people could have all the spiritual knowledge in the world or have high spirituality per se, love, peace, and egoist, but just go sit in a cave and never tell anyone about it, or have all the secrets and never tell anyone about it. Or a few people could be keeping it secret. Some people could make you pay for it, you know, and some people could try to teach in the world, and people just completely avoid it. And no one says you have to be spiritual, or their definition of spiritual, what being spiritual is, that doesn't resonate with you. You know, it's really a broad definition, but I'm just giving my update on it and how I think a lot of things don't matter as long as you're making an effort or contribution towards it. That's all that really matters. And I said there are tools to get there. So it's getting dark and maybe cloudy because of the traffic and the rain, and obviously dark too. So that's all I'm saying for this video. If you enjoy watching it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Check out some of my other videos. This isn't my only one. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a blissful day and reach your goals and live your life. And with spirituality that you want, then go for it, whatever it means to you. Don't listen to someone else. Listen to yourself. We all have the info inside of us, our heart. Follow your heart. Thanks for tuning in.